Hi and welcome back to another Rust base build. Now today we are focusing mainly on the solo player. Now this does actually have a starter base from it that you can use, which will show in the build. I'll also show it in different stages, i.e. if it was armoured. Now again, I'm going to concentrate on the separation of loot. Some people say it's a bit of a bunker, but it's not. I'll explain that later as well. It uses an access stability trap, really, if you like. An old method which I've just brought back into this. Now, as I said, I am mainly going to use separation of loot. So loot is going to be spread across 4 corners of the base, meaning whoever's raiding has to go all the way through the base to get all the loot that you've got. This can be expanded, just honeycomb it out, and just build it up as you want. Now, the roof piece you can see, it's just a way of getting up there, because I'm going to start concentrating on this access way. I think it's good to have the roof piece in place. It just stops people from just door raiding you straight away. Now the only armoured pieces in this build are this floor section here, so if they take out the roof they can't. I've got shotgun traps, so if you're getting door camped, just open this door, take him out, and the shotgun trap behind as well is a nice little surprise just to slow them down and annoy them. Now as you can see inside, as I said before, you're going to drop down into this. The roof piece can be destroyed easily from a piece of twig down below. You cannot fire it out either. I've tried different methods, it cannot do it because it's not directly underneath the roof piece. Once that's dropped, you have the undrainable shotgun trap, so if they take that out from above, when they're blowing it to go through the roof piece section, they're going to drop down and just get taken out straight away by them as well. So I've taken that into consideration because that is a potential issue that could arise. Now as you go through the base, as all my bases are, you can fully open them up. I know some people don't like garage doors. You can use double doors if you like, or use single doors. It's completely up to you how you do it. Now I've also used a bit of the honeycomb to put my furnaces because I want as much space as possible. You can get way more in here. I'm just showing this as an example. The TC is tucked behind your level 3. Your level 2 can go in any other section. I tend to just build all the way up. You can see here that it is very cheap for what it is. Now, considering you're going to have to go through every single section and every single one of the 11 doors to get everything, it's not a lot of upkeep. Now, a lot of people will say, yeah, but it's not honeycomb, you can get straight in from the roof piece, from one loot room. You can, but that's one loot room. There's another 3 to go through. If you're separating your loot properly, then you don't have to worry about it too much. And a lot of people keep their gunpowder, etc. in the TC, so again, straight away they have to go through another section. These bases for me are what I'm going to focus on. I don't like the full bunker bases. As I said, a bunker is a base which is below the main base, if you like. This uses stability access, basically using a stability piece which can be broken away, i.e. the roof piece, to get into the actual base. Now, as I said, you can actually build out from this if you want. It's up to you how you want to do that. Just honeycomb it through and you could make this potentially into a bunker, because this would be the central section of the base where it would all drop in. Now I will quickly show you if all the actual loot rooms were armoured, what it would actually cost in upkeep, which is very important. I'd probably just put the foundations as metal if you're going to build out anyway. Now you can see that it's only 44 high qual for all 4 loot rooms. Now that's a lot to go through, especially if you get someone who's trying to be a smart arse and just going to try and blow them through. Now the presence of this is to try and make people spend as much as possible and make sure you don't have to spend tons in upkeep to actually do it. And to finish it off, all you do is put the roof piece back in place on the twig, and that is it. So guys, I'll quickly jump into the build now and I'll show you exactly how this is done. Now, as I said, this can come with a starter base. Now, if you are struggling with footprint, if you go into my Discord, just message me. I can send you a picture of the actual footprint across itself. You can have that open as a second screen. By all means, lots of people do it for the bases that I do. Just give me a little time to get back to you in case I'm either busy or at work. Now, if you do this starter base, you're going to have to put the double doors in if you want to use garage doors later. This will save you picking things out. Also, you could also put wooden walls in and just pick them out later, but this is more costly. I won't do the roof at the minute because I want full light in the base so you can see exactly what's happening. So you can see you have your TC, you put your bed, box, whatever you're going to put in this section, have your doors. Bear in mind, if they're wooden, people can quickly burn them out, so you're going to have to just pay attention and actually move a bit quicker than you might normally would to make sure you can. So say this is just a suggestion, you might want to do a 2x2 or 1x1 somewhere nearby. Now I'll do a full footprint just so you can see exactly how it's done. Do this at your own speed, build it up as you wish. It doesn't cost too much. I'm not going to go into how much it actually costs because people will build up at different stages and different resources. I know that I try to get as much metal as possible, then build out from there. Now the loot rooms are quite easy to do. You have to have that raised foundation there to make this work. It's very, very important. Make sure you pay attention to that. Now the triangles off to the sides are mainly so you can have an extra layer of protection, so they'll get straight into the central part of the base. They will be used for your furnaces. You can use the window trick or you can use a garage door. It's whatever you wish to do. Personally, if you have the armoured windows, I would use the actual window. For me, it just looks better, and a lot of times it's stronger as well, because you may only have double doors for a short period of time. Now you have to make sure you put your half walls here. This is your section for your roof piece. This will always be in twig. I'm using B grade, so you'll see it in stone. Do not make that mistake. If you upgrade it, you will cuck yourself very, very hard. Now this section here, we're going to build up. This is probably going to be a risky area because people are going to see you above. They're going to know how you're laying the base out. I would recommend putting all the floor pieces in above before you do it, so people can't see how it is. But again, I'm only doing it like this just now so you can actually see, because it gets quite dark obviously when you encase the base and the floors. Now I'm just going to put the double door frames because personally I would go for the garage doors, something I like. You can put one there if you want where the floor piece goes, but bear in mind it's going to be open a lot of the time anyway. It might just be a waste of gears. Now this is the footprint done, completely finished. You don't have to worry anymore about the footprint. That is it in place. As I said, that would be twig. It's only because I'm using B grade. Test it, put it in place. You can see if I go underneath now, break it away, done. Roof piece drops. You know it works fine. Now I'll put the floor pieces in now and we'll start building up, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. I'll also show in different sections how much it costs in stone, just to give you an idea of what it's actually going to cost in upkeep as you build it. Make sure when you put the door frame in, you have it to the top. Do not put it so that the actual floor piece is halfway over the door. You won't get the base. So very important, make sure you do it properly. Now I don't like using a lot of half walls, but for this section you're going to have to do it. Put it in place, lock it down, get the door on, get this all locked in, and that is you secure. Now if you do it in the same steps that I've done it, it may take a little longer. I would probably try and get the resource for this quite quick. I'll put how much it costs for the build actually done in metal in the description below. I'll show you now how much this costs in upkeep for if it's fully stone. 1800 stone every 24 hours is not a lot. It's two and a bit, 2 nodes, it's nothing. So it's not a lot considering. Now as you come out from there, you're going to want to start putting the weird shapes that I had in place. The reason for this is simply so if someone does use rockets at a later stage, they will not get the spread across all the roof pieces. That's why it's in place. That's why the armour is in place as well in the central part, so if they are using rockets, they'll take the roof piece out before they take the floor, and probably entice them to try and take the doors out instead. They want to do it as cheap as possible, so they will try and do it in the cheapest method, whereas when they get inside they're going to find themselves with shotgun traps and a lot of other little issues to contend with. So you're going to section out as much as you can. If you're going to build up from this and have a base above it, I probably wouldn't do this. I'd maybe try to look to armour all the floor piece itself as a roof. It's up to you if you want to build out from it. It's something that I would probably suggest you do if you're doing a long wipe. If you're only on for a couple of days, like a lot of people do, some people would only play the wipe a couple of nights and move away. You can see now it's very easy to follow. You're just going to have triangles off triangles. It's not very difficult at all in the slightest. Now your TC can be taken quite quick, but after they get TC they can't really take anything else. You may want to put a triangle on the back of that as well. It's completely up to you. For the price of what it is, you might as well do it. It's something that probably I should have done in this. Just take a triangle foundation off the back of the TC section and just block it up. It means you're going to have to go through 2 walls instead of just the one. Again, it's the resources you've got at the time. A lot of players don't like to farm the entire wipe. They like to get out and actually play the game. In little bases like this, where people are going to have to actually raid all sections, that's where this comes into its own. a lot more difficult. Now as you can see, mine was totally different because I had it in metal. I will go through and show you now. You can see it's still relatively quite cheap, but as you start using metal, that stone count will come down. Now metal, for some reason in Rust, is so easy to find. If people are struggling with metal, then you're just not running the map enough. Do all the rooms first. I would do it in this order. Make sure you get the foundations done as well. You don't want someone just to take 4 rockets to the floor, take away your shelves, drop all the loot and just basically just pick away, or just take another couple of rockets and try and get a spread into your TC. The trick to this is to try and make sure that no one can get any one section at a time by just taking out for using splash damage. If you use splash damage, they're going to get everything straight away. Basically this means that no one can do that. Now this section, metal now, but I would definitely armour up. That should be metal now, but if you have got the armour, I would probably do a store armour as well, just to annoy people. Again, it pushes them towards working more in line of doing every section. Everyone's going to get raided. I say it in every single video, you will get raided. The trick is to make them spin as much as possible. Now if you get online raided, you can also find which side they're actually attacking and move everything to the other section. They're still going to have to go through all the doors to get there. That's the beauty of basically like this. It can slow them down. They're going to get counter raided. It's going to give you time to get stuff done. So guys, I'll leave it there. I'll just let it keep playing. Very, very simple. I had a poll going for which base to do next. This came before that poll, but it's going to be an extremely hard, difficult to raid starter base, which should be out in the coming days. It's going to be very small, very compact, but use some of the tricks that you've seen here to make sure that you can survive the first night quite easily.
I go